Hello everyone, my name is Greg and I dev stuff. Welcome everyone to episode 57 of Stardew Valley like game in Unity, RPG progression system. Let's begin this episode by introducing a way to time out tools. Let's put pick axe and actual axe into our inventory. And spawn only rocks. Now if I go around and harvest our rocks, I can harvest them as fast as I can click my mouse button. There are some errors we will address in this tutorial, don't worry about them right now. So we want to limit player from slashing the rocks or using his tool as fast as he can press the mouse button. Instead, in the tools character controller, you create tool timeout, setting of how long of a timeout between each tool swing is. And timer. In the update, iterate the timer if the timer is more than 0. In weapon action, if timer is more than 0, it means that we are still on cooldown and can't swing our weapon yet. To not allow our player to swing our weapon, exit out of the execution. And in the use tool, do the same. If timer is more than 0, exit out of execution. Good. Then set the timer if our tool action is successful. In the weapon and in both tool methods. Make sure that tool timeout is set correctly. And if we launch the game, now we will see that no matter how fast I click, I can only swing my tool once every, in our case 3.5 seconds, because our tool timeout is 3.5. Set your tool timeout to any value you want. In our case, let's set it to be 1 second. Good. Let's fix those pesky errors. Revert the spawn list to the initial state. And let's look into an error which happens if you harvest one of the objects and exit out of execution of the game. This is happening because our saving system is trying to save the object which already got harvested. It's just we need to remove this object out of the list of spawned objects. And to do this, we have everything in place. We just need to call this method when we harvest the resource node. Open the resource node and if our resource node have been harvested and have an instance of spawned object, call this object is destroyed. Perfect, it works. This episode is brought to you by generous support of people on Patreon and members on YouTube. If you want to join them, link to my Patreon in the description, and join button available right now on YouTube. If you join at $10 or more, you will get access to project files on Patreon. Now let's add an RPG system into our game. When you use your tools, we want to acquire experience with this type of tool, and with higher level of tool, the less energy will be consumed to swing your tools. Select character and create another new script called character level. Inside create new public enum called skill type, where we will describe all the skill types we have right now in the game. Then we want to create class for our skill level. Create a new class. Inside create variable for level. Current amount of amassed experience. The property which returns the amount of experience required to acquire next level. And then enum of what skill is this class. Make the constructor we will set our values. Pass the skill type as a parameter. In the character level create 3 skill instances, one for woodcutting and one for mining, and one for fighting. Initiate classes in the start. Good. Mark the skill class to be serializable, so we will be able to see and edit it in the editor. Create a new method called getLevel, where you pass the skill type as a parameter. And return the level of the skill, based on this parameter. Use the switch case to do this. We will use the method to get the current level of the skill for calculations. And let's make add experience method, which will add experience to the skill. Pass the skill type. We are going to add experience and amount of experience. Use switch to get and add experience to the skill. Actually, we are repeating ourselves. We can extract process of get and return skill instance based on the skill type parameter into the method. And use it in get skill and add experience. Add a new method to the skill called add experience. Inside, we will add the experience to the total amount and check for level up. Inside check level up, we will check if the amassed experience exceeds the required amount for level up, and if it is true, call level up. Now we need to use those values in some way. Open the gather resource node. Create skill type variable. This variable will mark what kind of skill is this action is using. For example, if it's mining, then it will be using mining skill. In the action, set the skill type. for cut tree wood cutting and for mine mining. Open Tools Character Controller. If our tool usage is successful, meaning completed, we want to add experience to the skill. So we need to cache the reference to the character level. And then there is a mistake. We are declaring skill type only in the gather resource node, tool action. What we need to do is to move it into tool action itself, the base class, so it will be shared by all tools action. And let's add experience reward amount. Do this in both actions, one for tile map and one for world map actions. Double check skill type in the actions. And let's test this. Select character and launch the game. Okay, you now can clearly see how gathering stones will increase our mining experience and level. But your level doesn't have any effect on the character. Let's decrease the energy consumption based on the character level. Extract energy cost into method. pass tool action and decrease the energy cost based on the character skill level. We cannot access character level because our method extracted as static method. And let's ensure that our energy cost is always at least 1. Make sure we do this in both on-world and on-tile tools usage. In the get level I made a mistypo, level instead of experience. Oops. Now let's test this. After cutting down 10 trees, your amount of energy you consume will decrease by 1. So if your level is even higher, it will consume even less energy. Good, this is it for this episode. If you have any questions or any ideas about code, please leave your comment below. If you are interested in seeing what will come out of this, please subscribe. If you want to support further, you can find my Patreon in the description. Special thank you to Stormbreaker 9000 and the Salt Hashdo for their generous support. With best regards, see you in the next episode.